This is the run through. I'm Chloe Mal.
And I'm Chioma.
And Chioma sounds super psyched.
I mean, I'm trying to catch up here.
We're all trying to catch up. We're all catching our breath.
Yeah.
And we are at the Met Gala
yeah.
with Chase Sui Wonders.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Chase.
We're at the Met.
Chase, my first Met with Chase Sui Wonders.
My first Met, period.
So
but also my first Met
exciting.
with Chloe Mal.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Alexander McQueen.
Oh, it's
It is
gorgeous.
fabulous.
The
Thank
color.
you so much. Thank you. We have a good color combo going between us.
It's
all.
true.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Very exciting.
I will say my lip is bleeding from singing along to Stevie Nicks.
Oh, I love that.
I swooned.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So we just came from dinner, and now we're on the other side of the museum at the Costume Institute.
Mm-hmm.
And there is this super spooky, fabulous Diana Vreeland doll in the Costume Institute library. She's like a life-size
behind
doll.
me right now?
She's behind you right now. And
It's amazing.
she's very important.
She's very important.
because
As the story goes, your auntie,
Yes.
Anna Sui,
Anna Sui.
bought that doll.
Yes.
And had that. And there's a
where does
great
one
picture.
buy a Diana Vreeland doll?
I don't know. Or maybe she had it made, or I don't know.
I need to
Anyway,
get the full story.
You need to
Yeah.
get the full story, but
She
there's
might be up right
there's
now.
an
We could call
amazing
her.
picture of her with Naomi and another
Yes.
supermodel
Yeah.
and the doll.
Yeah.
So apparently there was an Anna doll, but they
No
don't know where
way.
it went. They
No
don't know where the
way.
Anna doll is.
Oh my God, we
Yeah.
need to get our
Wow.
hands on that.
Yeah, we do.
What?
The Met mystery we need to
Yes.
solve.
What's that
Also,
Met
I
mystery?
hear. So I hear. I've heard.
And
Wow.
then she donated it to the museum how long ago?
That I don't
92.
know. Okay,
And then-
Oh, no, it was 99.
It kind of, I've seen her, she's shown me various photos of it cropping up in like different parts of the Vogue office, or like I feel like I've seen it from different perspectives throughout the years.
And now we're here with it, and
And
we're
now
gonna
we're
have
here.
to get a picture
I love
with
her
you
like
and the doll.
Verdura cuffs.
Yeah,
It's great.
I know.
Incredible. She's lovely. Full face of makeup.
Chase, tell me about the
Guys.
highlight of your night in 3 anecdotes. Short.
There are so
Pithy
many.
moments.
I just have to say, like, this is my first Met, but I am like, is it always like the best vibe ever?
It's a very good vibe.
It was very
it was
joyous.
good. It was
Everyone
good.
was so happy. There was a real sense of community, which was really nice. And it was just so fun.
So
Okay,
we were text.
Yeah.
I was on a group text around the podcast, and it was like, "Who has eyes on Chase? Where's Chase? Where's Chioma?"
Right.
And then I suddenly looked up, and I see someone with a big bow greeting Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, and I was like, "Oh, I've got
me.
eyes on Chase." Do
excuse me.
you want to set the scene?
Okay, I'll set the scene. I mean, honestly, I can't reveal the scene, but I got to work with A$AP Rocky.
Oh wow!
Yes, which was
This must be
amazing.
on a film in a film capacity.
Who can say? Who can say?
Exciting.
But he was lovely, like better than you could ever expect him to be. And so we had a little reunion on the dance floor
Wow.
listening to Stevie Nicks.
A Stevie Nicks reunion.
It was
with
incredible.
A$AP.
It was incredible. And then he stepped on my drain and nearly ripped my dress.
No one better.
Exactly. No one better. I had a couple of those surreal moments. My bow got caught in a tree. I caught in some brush, and Emily Blunt kind of wonderfully, generously helped me fish
She
myself
freed
out.
you?
She freed me from
From
my
the
trap.
bush?
From the bush. She freed the bush. And so that was pretty incredible. Honestly, I had a really amazing moment with Tessa Thompson in the bathroom. We were the only ones in the bathroom, and I just hear her loudly ripping off her synthetic nails.
Incredible.
And just throwing them in the trash. And it was so relatable and so beautiful. And then we kind of like centered ourselves in the bathroom. It was like, I feel like the Met Gala is all about this big selfie in the bathroom. Every time I went to the bathroom, one person in there.
Just one powerful person.
One powerful person. That person being Tessa Thompson.
There was a lot more security around the bathroom this time too. I think
I
there was
see.
a lot more.
Yeah, historically,
see.
there's been some
There was one amazing attendee of the bathroom handing out lifesaver mints. It was
Incredible.
Yeah, I know. She
Yeah,
was
she
asking
was an
everyone.
all-star.
She was pretty
Who was
cool.
that?
Her name was Natalie.
Oh, I see.
Shout out Natalie.
Okay.
You crushed.
Excellent.
She should get a promotion.
Chase, I want to know if you knew who the performer was going to be.
I had heard whispers.
Of which one, Sabrina or Stevie?
I did not hear whispers of Stevie, but when I saw her there, I was like, I bet you it's going to be Stevie. For a while, I thought it was going to be Madonna. And I just worked with Madonna actually recently.
Wow.
Also,
Can we talk about that?
I don't know.
God, there's a lot you can't talk about.
I no, I think we can talk. I think we can. I worked with Madonna. Okay, we'll leave it at that. And she is the coolest person ever. So I knew she wasn't performing, but I did see her look ahead of time.
She looked pretty good. What was she wearing?
She was wearing Saint Laurent.
Yes.
But the hat was something.
Well, it's inspired by a very niche painting that I'm now forgetting the name of.
Madonna's dress was this sort of incredible swath of fabric painted, inspired by Leonora Carrington, female surrealist, who Madonna has referenced before in her Bedtime Story music video.
And she had 7 people around her, 7 YSL models around her, right?
She knows what she needs.
She knows what she needs, and she
love
asks for
her.
what she wants, and she gets it.
Yeah, she really does.
Yeah.
Chase, tell me about your fitting process for this fabulous lilac number.
Okay, the fitting process was, honestly, it came together very last minute because I just got back from LA on night shoots, filming the studio season 2. So this came together maybe Saturday morning.
Wow.
Wow.
It was,
But did you know you were going to wear McQueen?
I knew I was going to wear McQueen.
Okay.
But this was not, this was very last minute.
Okay.
But I had just been to Pompeii. Have you guys ever been to Pompeii?
Yeah, I've been to
Whoa.
Pompeii.
It's not where I saw this going.
I know.
Yeah, I'm quite, where are you? I've been to Pompeii, but I'm not sure I'm going to get
But not
the through
McQueen.
line.
Okay,
No.
the through line is like a bit of a stretch, but I feel like I feel like the question that this theme asks is like, what is the last time you were struck by a piece of art, and how has that kind of inspired you? And I went to Pompeii with my nephews and my mom, and we saw these wall murals that are of these beautiful Roman women in these like beautiful gowns, and they're all like natural pigments made of gemstone, and they're from like 200 BC. Wow. And I was just like, those are so cool and feel so modern, and even though they're literally over 2,000 years old. So I was like working in that color palette, and I wanted that sort of Grecian, Roman sort of look, but then kind of making it even more modern in Art Deco. And that's kind of where we were landing with my stylist, and then tried to figure out a way to not free the nip and make it totally sheer, because it's very sheer, so I'm wearing a bodysuit underneath.
Okay.
Nice.
That is on the verge of breaking.
And so much great jewelry.
A lot of great Tiffany jewels. A lot of great...
They all sort of look like they're about to take off, like winged creatures in some way.
They're about to fly away.
Yeah.
They're about to fly away. They're stunning, though, and they cost more than my life. I don't know where the security guard is, but could be anywhere
He's
ready
hovering.
to rip this off.
He's
of me.
ready.
It's
to be
actually
like,
Diana
you can
Vreeland.
return
It's
them.
Diana Vreeland,
Yeah.
right there.
She's ready when you are.
What are these jewels?
Oh, this necklace, I love it so much.
It's
It's
incredible.
Fred Leighton. It's this Fred Leighton antique daisy necklace. And I went to try it on with my 4-year-old, and she was so delighted. She kept like pawing it. And poor Rebecca at Fred Leighton was like, "Can you not touch the diamonds?"
Oh my God.
And Alice was like, "It's gorgeous." I was like, "What are you, Fanny Price?" But yes, we're big fans, and I'm very excited about it.
It's incredible. What were your
Gorgeous.
highlights?
Ooh, my highlights.
Who did you sit with, Chioma?
I sat with Glenn Martins, next to Glenn Martins, and
Designer of Margiela.
yeah, the designer of Margiela, and Irina Sheikh, who was there with, and I was Alex Wang was on the other side of me, and she was wearing an incredible piece he designed, which
She
was
looked
fab.
with the clocks.
Yes, it was so
It
good.
was
The clocks,
insane.
it was a bra top that was made completely of watches, and
Wow.
it was very cool.
I met her and
she
I
had-
asked, I was like, what time is it?
Perfect question. I should have.
And
that
she
should
was
have
like,
been my
eyes up
opening
here.
line. Exactly. And the Olympic pole vault, or who I saw at the Olympics break the world record, was there.
Oh my God!
Wow.
No.
Duplantis.
Yes,
Duplantis.
yes, and
Yeah.
and his wonderful wife. So that was cool.
We love a
That's
powerful
amazing.
pole vaulter.
Yes. So, and Patrick Schwarzenegger was next to me too.
Love.
But
He had
one
a
of the hi-
cane.
Huh?
He had a cane.
He had a cane.
You know
He was
who
fully
else had a
committed to the
cane?
look.
Look of the night in my personal book, Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Do you know
Bad
that
Bunny, I didn't
we were seated with
recognize
him, and I was like, "Hello, sir."
Yeah.
Hello, older sir.
Oh
And
my
then I
goodness.
realized, and it spooked me so much. You know that not only did it take him 4.5 hours to put on this
Respect.
prosthetic elderly gentleman makeup, but he also was wearing contacts that made his eyes look more aged and glaucoma-like.
Yeah.
Like,
little
this was a
glaucoma in
real
the eye.
commitment
Wow.
to the bit.
There were a few of those. I mean, Heidi Klum, I did not recognize her.
Choma, can you tell us about this dress? I love it so much.
Yes, it is Steve O. Smith, a designer who I adore in London.
British designer.
British designer. And he works primarily with kind of this idea of brushstrokes or drawings that are then embellished. Usually he works in
I
black and
love
white.
the bugle beads.
Yeah. So it took many days to embroider. So I only got it embellished. I only got it back on Saturday.
Oh my
So I was very relieved. It was quite a last minute, but it was perfect. And
I love it.
yeah, I've gotten a lot of compliments on this dress. But I guess one of the highlights actually, so Glenn, who is the creative director, Glenn Martins, who is the creative director of Margiela, was very anxious because he was dressing one woman, and that one woman was Rihanna. So he was getting constant updates from his phone. He was showing me pictures of her, and then he told me a very sweet story that a few days ago when they did 3 fittings with Rihanna, and I guess maybe in the second fitting, Rihanna's son, 3-year-old, turned to her and was like, "Mommy, you just look so pretty," and she just completely melted. So she just looks, if you look in the picture, she looks so happy. And then of course I had to have my Rihanna moment because I always try.
Choma and
reference
Rihanna
her.
go way back.
I love her, and so
What?
so obviously.
Wait, like you guys are friends from
I've
like
interviewed her
Several
a couple of
times.
times.
Yeah.
And so she's like, so I saw her and she introduced me to A$AP Rocky. She was like, "This is Choma, who I've been telling you all about." And I was like, ah. So it was a cool moment for me.
She looked beautiful.
She looked so beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was one of my highlights for the night. But there were many. It's kind of hard to. It always feels like a bit of a blur in the end.
Do you feel like you've seen enough people in person and in pictures to say some best dressed?
Yeah, I do. I suppose one of the first people I saw was Zoe Kravitz. Who was
I
wearing,
loved that pannier skirt.
Oh, that pannier skirt was so beautiful, and her
Saint
hair.
Laurent.
It was Saint Laurent, and she was actually with Anthony Vaccarello, who is the creative director of Saint Laurent, for half of the evening, I think, because they were very chatty and talking, and I was just like, she was one of the first people I saw, and I was blown away. I thought she looked incredible.
She also had these arm slits that she could put her hands so she could pose with her hands on her hips.
She
Smart.
looked
It was
fab.
brilliant. They're useless pockets, but they're like perfect for posing.
Oh, she looked so good. And then I ran into Gracie Abrams, who managed to make the most exquisite Chanel look just look so easy.
I know her haircut. I was
her
staring at the
haircut
back
is
of her
the
hair.
best
I was like,
haircut.
you must have to update this, like, get a trim every 3 weeks.
It's
but
so
it looks
good.
so good.
She needs to go full Sinead O'Connor next.
She does,
She would,
doesn't she?
She
She
would
could
crush.
carry
She would
it off.
rock that.
She would rock that. She would rock that.
She would totally carry it off. She looked incredible.
You know Paloma Elsesser.
Oh,
Paloma,
Did you see her
I didn't get
dress?
to see her in person. She showed me her dress a few
Choma
days
was
ago.
so good.
It
It
was
was
so
the
good.
new
It's Francisco,
creative project of Francesco
Yeah.
Rizzo,
And it was
who
all
was
upcycled,
Marnie.
right? Wasn't
yeah, he used to be at Marnie, and he's now created this. He's calling it Bureau of Imagination. It's a converted warehouse cheese factory in Milan that he's turning into a maker's hub of all types. But he's also creating these one-of-a-kind pieces of one-of-a-kind clothing that are really pieces of art. And I thought it was so beautiful and hand-painted. So many people did hand-painted. So many people did direct art inspirations. I mean, I think Madame X wins for most inspos. Erdem and Claire Foy did it quite directly. Rosie Huntington Whiteley did it very directly. And Lauren Sanchez Bezos did it very directly. Everyone had the Sargent's strap off, which was the
Right.
dramatic first way that he painted it, and then it was too scandalous, and so he repainted it with the strap on,
Wow.
and then it came off later. But all the scandalous ladies tonight had it off.
Had it off.
Yeah.
You gotta have it off.
Yeah,
Chloe,
yours
tell us
I
about your
love
look.
this color.
I mean, I'm not alone in this, but I love the Frederick Leighton Pre-Raphaelite painting, Flaming June, and that sort of mango color of dress in it. And Colleen Allen is a young American designer whose work I really admire, and her color palette is quite similar and has these sort of persimmons and royal eggplants. And so I asked her if she would work with me on something that was sort of Flaming June inspired.
Beautiful. It's so good.
It's so stunning.
It's so stunning.
It's very evocative of that painting.
Yeah.
Which
You know, I love it.
the
She did such a
greatest.
beautiful
Your
job.
hair is also
Yeah, your hair is
perfectly
major.
done.
Thank you.
It's incredible.
It was a journey. I had some like last minute, had to pull it out, pull it back, but I loved, yeah, I was very excited about
Wait,
that.
so do you guys pick who the musical guest is?
No.
Not us.
Okay, so how does that work? And how early do you guys know?
I didn't know.
And
I
how
didn't
well
either.
do you guys keep it? You didn't know until
I don't like
that's
to
how we
know
keep
because
it secret.
everyone
Okay.
asks, and
Right,
if I
right.
actually don't know,
Then-
then no one, like the weekend before the Met, everyone's always like, no, really, just tell me. I hear it's so-and-so, I hear it's so-and-so. And if I
Right.
truly don't know, then I can plead ignorance.
got you.
I truly didn't know, and nobody was going to tell me.
Did you have inklings?
I did. The night of, a few people were saying it was going to be Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah,
I know who needs to know.
right.
Like Marley on our team always writes about the performance. She knows, she's connected with Sergio, who's giving her the information. Everyone who needs to have all the pieces are set.
Gotcha.
It's a need to know basis.
For sure.
My clearance was
Absolutely.
not there.
Absolutely.
But I am a huge Stevie Nicks fan, so it was a very exciting
Huge.
surprise
People
for
lost
me.
their minds.
I was
People
really
lost
was
their
amazing.
minds.
thrilled.
Is it usually? I feel like everyone was on their feet singing along.
Totally. Even
Yeah.
Bruno Pavlovsky, the CEO of Chanel, was doing a
He
little
was doing a
two-step.
little jig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
I
highlight
hadn't
of the
seen
night.
Beyonce until she got on stage.
Yeah.
She
me
made an
neither.
outfit change.
I know. I just saw a
She-
picture. It was
yeah.
like a rib cage.
Yeah, she wore Olivia
black
Weston,
veil.
who she's collaborated with for years and years and years, formerly of Balmain, and they have a long-standing personal relationship. So I'm not surprised that she went to him, because I think she had been toying with several names. I'd heard several designers say they were potentially working with her, and then she went with Olivier, which I think was really nice because.
No, it was nice.
Yeah, because I think she's talked often about how in the beginning, and her and Tina Knowles have talked often about how, not many designers wanted to work with her at the beginning of her career because she wasn't well known
Wow.
enough,
Yeah.
but Olivier was one of the first. So
Wow.
it's a nice full circle moment for them.
Chase, I know you're good friends with Sarah Pigeon.
Love
So did you guys get a chance to talk about your outfits beforehand?
Sarah and I.
Yeah.
Yes, at length. We've had several FaceTimes. I mean, I've had a whole journey because I was originally, I was going with Vogue, and then I was going with Balmain at one point. So I've kind of done I've been a journeyman through the different designers at the Met and finally settled on this. So at one point I went to Aralda, this vintage store in LA. Have you been?
It's a great.
It's
vintage shop.
amazing.
Yeah, and
They have the
an
greatest
incredible
stuff.
archive pieces.
Incredible archive
Yeah.
pieces, and I was trying on a bunch of stuff there. And anyway, so Sarah has been with me for every step of the way.
Okay.
I've sent her many iterations for what my final look could be tonight, and she had her dress made in 2 different colors.
Wow.
So
for Loewe.
who did she go with?
Loewe.
Oh, so she
Yeah.
went Loewe.
So
Fabulous.
there's been a lot of back and forth. We were on FaceTime with each other till 2 a.m. last
I
night.
think it's good when you have a kind of a buddy to go through the process.
It's
with,
really
right? Especially when
amazing.
you're doing it your first time.
No, it was, and I feel like I got shepherded. I had 2 Met shamans, if you will.
Right.
Rachel Sennett, who has been before, so is a seasoned vet, and Sarah Pigeon.
Oh,
Those were-
cool.
It's pretty. I can't complain.
Well, there were some other first timers in the room. I saw that Blue Ivy. Did you get a chance to see her?
No, I didn't know she was here.
Yeah, she looked really incredible. I think she was wearing Balenciaga. She was wearing this white dress with a matching hooded jacket
Love.
and looked so sweet.
Oh my gosh, she is so talented.
Yeah.
She really is.
I love all those videos where her little sister, I think, is on stage with Beyonce and is trying to do something, throw a tantrum, and Blue Ivy's stop, not right now, Mom's performing. She seems like a real one, and she wears Isabel Marant heeled sneakers, which I also wear all the time. So.
Hudson Williams and Connor Story from Fatal Rivalry made their Met debuts, and
Love.
apparently when Connor took his blazer off and showed off his
Guns.
alternate polka dot Saint Laurent and his large biceps, the paparazzi and crowds across the street it erupted.
Wow.
Sure.
I mean, that
I'm
was
so sure.
the team in the UK and my team were that's who they wanted to see. That's
Yeah.
all they would ask me, are those boys going?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are
hyper,
so magnetic.
Yeah, they're very, very hyper popular.
Cher came for the first time in 11 years in Burberry, which she looked fabulous.
Fabulous.
Jafar Jackson, who plays Michael Jackson in the new movie Michael, came with.
I thought he did a good job in the movie.
He looked. I haven't seen the movie yet, but
Me
I'm so
neither.
excited.
The
I
voice
think
is uncanny.
he's so
Sounds
charming,
like, wow.
and he wore this great Ralph Lauren look. I thought it was very sort of method dressing for his role, but looked super classy.
Yeah.
Chase Infinity, it was her first Met.
I
Two
can't
chases,
believe-
two first Met.
Can't
Two
believe
chases, two
it's
first
her first
Mets.
Met. She feels like she's been around, but she hasn't, right? She's brand new. She looked incredible in Tom Brown.
She did look incredible in Tom Brown.
So talk us through your experience. Did it match up to everything you expected? What's the run of show for someone who hasn't been as a first timer? Walk us
Okay.
through. So what time did you arrive?
I arrived really early, and I think just to paint the picture, like I grew up in Detroit, and I feel like my vision of New York was always like through the Met Gala photos, and like I feel like that was what I just assumed like all of New York was like. So I've definitely been building this up in my mind, but kind of have like kept a healthy distance away because I'm like I want to experience it for the first time fresh when I go. So I don't think I like had necessarily expectations like concretely, but you walk in, it's an incredibly long walk through, and you see the whole exhibit, and that part was really nice, is being able to like mingle. Like, I got to talk to like Lena Dunham about her book as we're standing in front of this like amazing like Alexander McQueen like beautiful that like leather for
Incredible.
originally made for like paraplegics.
Yeah.
Like that was incredible. So that part is so awesome to be able to like see the exhibit before anyone else with all these people you're fans
And
of.
now it's a new gallery, so we're all seeing it for the first time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Condé Nast gallery, so it's a huge expansion of what was before.
That's incredible.
Usually you had to go up the stairs, but this was much different.
Okay, wow, because it was right there as you walked in.
Yeah.
And I got to the carpet at 5:30, which I think was
So your
That's
slot was
early.
pretty early.
Yeah. So I think that was nice because it didn't feel like I wasn't waiting in line that long.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, so that part was,
It wasn't too scary.
it wasn't too scary and intimidating. Also, shout out to everyone working at Vogue. Everyone on the carpet who is working for Vogue is very kind and very like nurturing. I feel like they could spot the first timer glint in my eye. Like, they could tell I was a newbie. And then you walk through the museum, and that's a long walk to get a horn blows.
Yeah.
And then you walk to the Egyptian wing, and it's this incredibly lengthy walk. And I feel like at various times, like sometimes you're walking alone, and then like sometimes you like are walking with like next to Blake Lively, and you like share a smile and accidentally step on her train.
Yeah, there was a lot of train traffic.
There's a lot of train
I got
traffic.
stuck behind Rachel Ziegler's dress for at least a good 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
On the way to dinner.
Oh my God. Yeah, because you want to be polite, but it's happening to you too.
Yeah.
It's like there's some train etiquette that it's like that's like a whole lesson. That's going to be a whole nother podcast episode. And then you get into the room, and it's so grand, and like that the Egyptian room is just so spectacular. That was like always my favorite room to go to as a kid. So to see it dressed up like that, it's like stunning.
Yeah, it's pretty major.
And then I think there's a whole journey actually from getting to your table that you're assigned to. Like my table's quite like far away from the entrance, so I think I took about an hour to get to my table.
Who was at your table?
I didn't have a first course.
Right. Oh, so you missed the first course. You
I
missed the
had the-
burrata.
I've totally missed the burrata. Didn't even know it existed. But yeah, that was its whole like own journey. It's like bopping around and seeing a lot of familiar faces and friends, which felt it's a very friendly room. Janelle Monáe was to my right, stunning. At one point,
What was she wearing?
she was wearing.
Because I didn't get to see up close.
It was a sort of commentary on technology, from what I gather. I don't know who the designer was, but it was a bunch of cords kind of crawling up her neck, and yeah, she had like like CD-ROMs as her like nipple covers.
Whoa. Okay.
And at one point I cut into my radish and it flew off
Oh dear.
the chair and
Yeah, the radishes
spilled on my
were
dress
very difficult
and
to cut up.
straight into her CD-ROM, her boob. Yeah, but it was amazing. We laughed about it afterwards. And Nicole Phelps
Yes, love Nicole Phelps.
and Cara Delevingne.
our very own, and Cara, who's a riot.
A riot, an absolute riot.
I didn't get to see her tonight.
She
She was
looked
rocking
awesome.
the live stream.
She had the earpiece in. She looked like a Secret Service agent.
Ugh.
Yeah. It was a fun table. We had a good vibe. And then everyone got up as soon as Sabrina and Stevie Nicks got on stage.
Yeah.
And it became a mosh pit.
Did you get any advice from your friends who've been as to how to kind of navigate it?
I think a lot of people were like, "You're gonna black out on the carpet," and I didn't. I didn't weirdly. So do you guys like kind of taper your partying so that you can be kind of
Yes,
in
except
check for the podcast?
my arrival time was 4:30.
Right.
And so I was in cocktails for 3 hours, which meant I had
You had to.
3 margaritas over 3
Perfect.
hours.
Perfect.
Which was fine because I was having water in between, but it means that I'm like ready for bed.
Absolutely. But you're going to after parties.
I'm gonna go to the GQ after party, our
Love.
colleagues party. I'm gonna stop by. Colleen Allen made me a beautiful like velvet drapey top with a silk
that's
skirt.
so smart. So you have a change?
You gotta change. You gotta change?
Change?
I gotta
No,
change.
but this dress is after party ready.
It
I
is.
keep
How is it
tripping
after
on
party?
this.
I've got a train. Are you kidding me?
Well,
I've got to hang it over my shoulder.
Yeah, but that's fun.
That
Yeah.
could be its own sort
Yeah.
of different
Chase,
look.
what's your itinerary?
My itinerary for the night is me, Sarah Pigeon, and Rachel Sennett are sort of in lockstep.
Love
Okay.
that for you guys.
What's
It's
on the
a
list?
good squad.
That's
what are you-
such
what
a
are you
fun
thinking?
squad.
Okay, we're thinking. I do think the move is GQ.
Yes, I think that's the first stop. It would have been Boom Boom, but I think everyone's got. It's like they're kind of diametrically opposed. One is on one end of town, and the one is on the other.
Exactly. you
One is
kinda
on the
gotta
east side,
choose.
one is on the west side.
Right.
I'm choosing GQ.
Me too.
I'm gonna choose GQ.
Me too.
GQ seems, and
Yeah.
then I mean, I feel like there are a couple parties. It's like unclear who's hosting them, but they seem to be like the fun parties.
Yeah.
But I think Sabrina and Madonna are having a party.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, where's that?
That is somewhere in my itinerary that my Asian publicist sent me.
You're
Shoma,
waiting for further
Shoma
directions.
famously once was out until 5 in the
Oh
morning.
yeah, not this. Not
Wow.
tonight, not tonight, friends.
Yeah.
I
Do you
don't
guys
think
have
I'll
to
make
work
it.
tomorrow?
We have shifts, and my shift starts at 7 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did
Surely
sign
you
your-
could
But you're the boss.
Change that.
I know, but I was at the event, and like if
What the hell?
Hannah and
Why'd you
Christian
give
have
your-
to be on, I'm gonna be on to edit them.
I don't do that. Sorry.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
not. I'm too old for that. Are you kidding me? No. 7 a.m. What's wrong with you?
I wake up early.
Okay, fine.
What?
I like to be like, early bird gets the worm.
No.
I'm gonna leave early.
No.
Chase, thank you so much. You're such a great sport. We love to
Guys.
see it. I'm so excited for your after party squad itinerary. Go get them.
It's gonna be good. I needed this sort of to process the night and
Yeah. This
kind
is
of
your
center myself.
recalibration?
This is my recalibration. I gotta say, I was like flying over the clouds like 30 minutes ago, singing along to Stevie Nicks, and now I'm like centered and ready to go. And I thank you.
Go get that GQ bird.
Thank you so much.
I'm back up. She's
Ready.
back.
All right.